Hi, Johnny. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I've wanted to talk to you for years. I'm such a fan of you. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but like when Daylight's End came out, I had just started doing my website and I had done a review for the movie, and you and William and everybody started sharing it and everything. And you guys kind of put me on the map, with my website. So I
Oh
owe a lot
yeah.
to you. I
Oh,
owe a lot.
cool.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I always felt, if you did a movie, you should help promote it, but I think that's where that probably came from then. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, man.
Well,
How's everything going for you?
good, great. I'm talking to you now. I'm still plugging at it.
God,
So.
you've made it.
I'm not gonna lie. You've been on my bucket list of interviews, like people to interview. And I only have 8 minutes with you. I understand that, but I would love to talk to you for like more than that sometime in the future. Just pick your brain about your career and everything.
8 minutes is like you'll probably get your fill in 8 minutes.
No worries.
Maybe even 2 minutes.
So I watched the movie last night. Oh my God, it's phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it. My review will reflect that. Talk about the culmination of your career that led you to Warhorse 1. Like how in this point of your life and career.
Well, I was always on the trajectory to write and direct and make my own movies. Since I was a kid. My child mind didn't understand who made movies. So the pinnacle moment for me was Raiders of the Lost Ark. I was sitting there looking up at Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones, and I was like, that's what I want to do, I didn't realize what that was because I thought he made the movie because he's the star. It's about his character, all that kind of stuff. And then as you get older, and I got into the movie business more frequently as an actor, I remember I did my first job was like America's Most Wanted. And I remember on set, I was like, yeah, here's my idea. I'm going to come in here like this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do this. Camera's over here. And the director was like, no, you're going to hit that mark. You're going to say your line. You're going to say it fast because we don't have a lot of time.
Right.
And I was extremely disappointed. So, and then as I got older, Charlie Chaplin was a really big influence for me as an inspiration. I watched a film called The Kid, and I saw that he wrote it and directed it and scored it and starred it and all this stuff. And I thought, man, that's what I want to do. That's my calling. I want to be able to have this vision and bring it to fruition. So that's where it all started. And I did a lot of studio stuff, which wasn't really satisfying. And then I kind of turned the rudder a little bit and got into the independent world to become a leading man, because I realized, like, if I become a leading man and star in my own films, that's kind of the perfect jump off point to writing and directing and stuff. So that's what I did.
Awesome. No, I'm not gonna lie. I told my daughter I was interviewing Leon for Fast and Furious, and she got super excited. She was like, she loves you in that movie. So.
Cool. Well, that's an interesting character. Leon was the way I approached it is not kind of like usually how people approach their characters. It's usually you want to be the cool guy, or you want to be the tough guy, or this, that, the other. I brought a lot of insecurities and kind of loner qualities to Leon, which kind of reflected my own life. And pardon me for any airplanes or whatever. I'm by an airport out here.
That's okay.
And that's what I think made him really kind of a special, memorable character, was like in this film franchise about family, and that's kind of how they kind of created that plot line to kind of sell the next 27 movies. He was kind of an outcast within his family, which to me mirrors my own life, so it's an interesting thing.
So now going back to Warhorse 1, now let's talk about Master Chief Mirko. Like, awesome character, probably one of my favorites of yours. And talk about how did you create him? Like, obviously you played Randy Sugar in BLACKHAWK Down, which again, your scene in that movie, my personal favorite.
Cool.
I mean, just to know that that really happened, and you guys did such an awesome job with that. So let's talk about Mirko, and like what did you bring from your experiences, yourself into that role?
Well, a lot of it is this is in my opinion, Randy and the Sugarheart role is very kind of unique because it's based on reality. It's a real person that lived and experienced that situation. So that's a very special, unique thing that isn't comparable in the fiction side of things. But Mirko is really kind of like sort of like the direct metaphor of my own life in a lot of ways. And a lot of the aspects of the character were just, I interjected a lot of my own life into it, when I was writing it. So this is, I'd say if you go through my career and say, who's the most like you personally, Mirko's probably the most like me in a lot of ways, but yeah, what a great character. And I just probably I'd say this is my best work, and really the first time that I've been able to showcase what I'm capable of. You know what I mean?
Yep. Now talk about the action set pieces. Now, now creating them, like, because I mean, especially the finale. The finale was, oh my gosh, like, harrowing is probably just one word I can think of. Just to see.
It's amazing. It's one of those things that, like, the whole thing was just, I tried to figure out the best way to tell the story. And I know you run an action website. Like, I'll tell you personally, I'm disappointed in the circumstances in which our culture has compartmentalized filmmaking.
Yeah.
Our Western culture started with one of the greatest authors of all time, Homer, writing the Iliad and the Odyssey. And the Iliad is packed with drama and tragedy and comedy and violence and peril and fantasy. It's like everything. That's where our storytelling originates, and Hollywood was like, no, this is comedy, this is action, this is this, they compartmentalize it. And by doing so, you lose a lot of beautiful qualities of just pure storytelling. And what I wanted to do after doing just quote unquote action movies was to try to go back to that, miracles happen during a film. Comedy happens during a film, tragedy happens during a film, love story happens during a film. Like, these are all elements of storytelling which I think are necessary for a full experience. And that's why I think a lot of people that have seen the film were expecting a Daylight's End or a Sinners or whatever it might be, and they come out and go, oh my God, Johnny, I was expecting something totally different. And I go, well, this is the first time I was able to make a movie, and so that's, to me, it's like, that's the takeaway for me, is everything combined creates that moment. And when you're talking about harrowing at the end, I think you care about the action in this film, or the violence or the peril that the characters are in, because you care about the characters. You care about the circumstances of which these individuals are in. Which is different than a lot of these independent action movies,
Right.
So I think that's really kind of what makes it so unique,
Well, we have to wrap it up, but I just wanted to say, like what works, what I can say about Miracle, we don't know much. We know he's a Navy SEAL. We know he falls out of a helicopter at the beginning of the movie. We know he's going up a mountain, but you care about him automatically, and that's what was awesome about your portrayal of him. And then your relationship with the little girl played by Athena. Oh my God, where'd she come from? She was amazing.
She's the most special little girl I've ever met in my life. And magical, her first time ever in front of a camera like that, and everything was real for her. And that's really my approach to filmmaking, is to make it as authentic and as real, with the tone of everything from the music to the shot frame of the camera, to the acting, to the dialogue, to the way you deliver it. That should be our search as filmmakers, is for the truth, you know, not to make the biggest explosion, but to make the explosion meaningful, you know, and she's just amazing, and what an amazing film, and such a blessing to be able to have the opportunity to make it. So.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out to chat with me. Like I said, hopefully in the future I want to talk to you longer. I mean, I just want to, like, you're just awesome. And I always say in my reviews with your movies and stuff like that, I'll let you go in a minute here, but I always say that I know you don't want to be labeled or anything, you know, you're not that type of guy, but you're the old school throwback type action hero or action star that this genre needs. And it's great that you take your time. It's quality over quantity with you. I mean, you only have a handful of movies, but those movies, you know, people remember and people gravitate towards. And every time I'm talking, you know, everybody always, you know, goes back to your movies and stuff like that. So that really means something.
Have you ever heard the story about the elephant and the dog?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna.
So the dog and the elephant got pregnant at the same time.
Okay.
And a few months later, the dog had a litter of puppies. And the dog looked up at the elephant and said, "I've had my litter of puppies. What about you?" And she says, "I need more time." And a few months later, finally, she has her baby, and the dog's already pregnant again. And her little baby starts to learn how to walk and sort of become what her baby's going to become. And the dog has another litter of puppies and says to the elephant, "Well, I've already had another litter of puppies. I have 12 puppies running around. What about you? You only have one elephant." And the elephant looked at the dog and said, "But when my baby takes a step, the world feels it. When my baby takes a step, the world hears it." And to me, that's the way I look at the things that I want to approach and do in this life. Is I may only make another 4 movies in my life, but I want the world to feel it.
That's right. Well, like I said, Warhorse 1, people will feel it. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to promote it and get it out there. June 30th, it comes out in theaters. July 4th, great day to put it out there, by the way. You know, 4th of July, you know, that's.
Well Go USA has just been the best partner I could ever hope for as a distributor. And I hope to make many films with them in the future.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing them. Like I said, I'm going to track you down in the future. Like I said, through social media.
Yeah, for sure. And then, hey, not to interrupt you, but is that Snake Eyes back there?
It is.
Fuck yeah, man. That's great. Absolutely. One of my favorites. Fantastic, man. Well, cool. It's been a great chat, man. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the film on every level I tried to kind of present it as, and you know, look forward to the future, brother.
Absolutely. Well, until next time, Johnny, you take care. Keep kicking that ass, and you know, and we're gonna follow you for the ride. How long it takes or how long it goes for, who knows? But we're there with you.
Oh, fantastic. Have a great day, brother.
All right, you too. Thank you very much.
John.
All right, bye.